Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, June 24th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to pause in the middle of your day and to set aside all the things that are crushing in on you and center yourself in God, who loves you and knows you. Each day, each time I present one of these sessions, I offer a psalm for reflection. And today's psalm is Psalm 47. Yes, 47. Psalm 47. Psalm 47 is the second of three psalms about Jerusalem and offering praise to God and the place where God dwells. So the city of Jerusalem and the temple. In this particular psalm, it is a processional psalm, thinking of God coming into the sanctuary, and God may be coming in symbolically as they walk the Ark of the Covenant in, but you could think of it as walking in bread or walking in a candle that is lit, or of God coming in to that space. And as God does so, God is lifted up and the people lift up a shout, and they are reminded that God rules over all the earth and over all peoples. And so for some, when you take Psalm 46 and Psalm 47 together, the last two psalms, they hold them up and say, when you hold these two psalms up together and realize that God rules over all people and that all people are God's children, then God surely must be opposed to war, because in war, God's children die, no matter which side they are on. The verse that I want to hold up is verse 5, which points back to verse 1 and forward to verse 9, the last verse, as verse 9 talks about being lifted up and verse 1 talks about a shout. The verse is, God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. So I invite you to go to a quiet room and to settle into a chair and to close the door and then to close your eyes and to breathe deeply. And as you do so, breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the peace and calm and relaxation that comes from being in the presence of God. And imagine that the peace of God comes to you like water running down over your head, onto your face and your jaw. And that as that water runs down over those parts of your body, it brings peace and calm and relaxation, and the tensions in the muscles melt away. And imagine that water running down the back of your head and onto your neck and shoulders. And it brings peace and calm and relaxation to those muscles. Feel the peace of God. Know the peace of God. And then imagine it running down your arms to your hands, dripping off the tips of your fingers, and turn your hands over to receive God's love and grace and peace. And feel the relaxation that comes. And then let that water run down over your body, over the front of your body and over the back of your body. And everywhere that water runs, it brings peace and relaxation removes the tensions in the muscles. And then feel the water as it runs down over your hips and your thighs and your knees and your calves and your ankles and your feet and your toes. And experience the presence of God and the peace of God. And let the muscles in those parts of your body relax. You are washed in the peace and presence of God. And then in your mind's eye, go to a beautiful big church with a balcony, and you're up in the balcony. And the church is filled with people. And down the aisle comes the presence of God. It could be symbolically with the ark, or with bread and a cup, or with God incarnate in Christ. The people shout and clap and sing and rejoice. And you watch it from the balcony. And then the celebration is over. And the people drift out. And you're in the balcony by yourself, thinking about God's wonderful reign over all the earth. And the balcony door opens and God comes to you. God comes and sits next to you. What will the two of you talk about? I'll be quiet for a few minutes while you talk. And then the time for the conversation to end comes, and if it's not long enough, just hit pause. And the two of you say goodbye in whatever way is appropriate. And after you've said goodbye, let that image fade away. And imagine the room where you are, picture it. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Well, let's take a break, take a breath for Wednesday, June 24th. I always welcome and look forward to feedback. Send it to rick@prospectchurch.org.